That doesn't mean I have to respect it.
So does that mean you can't talk about the Prem?
This is just my opinion.
Allegedly.
It wasn't allegedly.
Today I've got Tom Garratt up against 20 Premier League football fans.
Tom will bring 4 different topics that he wants to debate for 10 minutes. Each of our 20 Premier League fans have their own yellow card. And if they think the person debating against Tom isn't doing a good enough job, they can raise it to get rid of them. And if 10 yellow cards have been raised, I'll send them off. They'll then be replaced by another fan until 10 minutes is up. And once we're done, we're done.
Now, just before we get into the debate, if you think you know better than Tom or our 20 fans here, then you've got to check out the Football Game Club. It's basically a fantasy football game mixed with pack openings and a little bit of football management. So make sure you check it out, and I'll talk about them a little bit later in the video. Okay, on to the debates.
The Invincibles are the most overrated Premier League winners of all time.
Wow. Okay, big one to kick things off. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, mate.
Waleed, welcome, my friend. Without further ado, please, as close to the mic as you can.
Define overrated, first of all, please.
They're not even in like the top 5 best teams. And I think most people, I think Arsenal fans think they're either the best or second best at least.
Well, okay.
Where do you think they are?
I think they're in the top 5. I wouldn't put them necessarily top 3, but I wouldn't say overrated. Because overrated would mean that there's, like, they're not at that level. So what does that mean?
Well,
If a team doesn't
overrated.
lose-
So overrated just means most people rate them here. I think that's over the average rating. I think they're like 5th, 6th, 7th best team.
Why? Just ask.
Because I think winning games is better than not losing.
But then if there's
By
never been
definition, there's been teams that have got more points, done more things outside the Premier League, whilst also winning the Premier League. Arsenal got dumped out of every competition pretty early against teams they were better than.
So are we going to use outside? So we're going to use
Well, of
other
course,
cup
yeah, because
competitions to determine the
if
best Premier League side.
Of course, yeah, because it matters. You had no other games from like March onwards. You only had Premier League games. You had nine Premier League games at the end, and you drew 5.
So you said that winning is better than drawing, right? So
Of
drawing
course.
is also better than losing. And if we haven't lost a single game, bearing in mind, it's not only for 38 games.
No, I
We'll
understand
run
that,
to the
but
next
two
season
draws
for 49 games straight.
aren't as good. 2 draws aren't as good as 1 win and 1 loss. This is my point.
But do you think there'll ever be a team that will ever go ahead and lose not a single game?
Probably
for a
not,
whole
because
season?
no team plays for that, because they play in other competitions and try and win other competitions. You were already out of them.
No,
It was
but they're
done.
yeah, not necessarily.
You
done.
was out of the League Cup in February by Middlesbrough.
Yeah, and then
Which,
the
but by the
quarterfinals
way, you
Chelsea.
lost both games, both legs,
Yeah, I know.
at home and away.
Yeah.
Man United knocked you out of the FA Cup. Chelsea, the team you beat by like 10 points to win the league, beat you in the Champions League. You didn't win either of those games either.
But as a Premier League side, though, is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
here. So,
you drew 12
okay, so just to,
games, 12
just to
games.
get your rough estimate. So, what are your top 5 teams? Just so I can.
I mean,
gauge.
Man United treble, Man City treble, Man City Centurions, Man City domestic treble, Chelsea 0405. You could even argue Conte's Chelsea. You could even argue Man
I
United.
thought we're doing too much.
Man United 08, Man United 08 because they won a Champions League.
Even if you look at, for
League.
example, City's treble, which you could use as what you were saying.
Yeah.
They weren't top for a vast majority of that season, which
Exactly.
probably highlights how poor Arsenal were in terms of balling it. But
Right.
if a side is dominating the league for 249 days or whatever,
Right.
how can you say that title win is better than the Arsenal team who didn't lose a single
Because
game?
they also won 2 other competitions, the 2 other main competitions alongside.
But that can look great in football history. But if we're talking about a Premier League
No,
title
but
winning
you're
side,
missing the point, because winning a Premier League singular is impressive. It's great, cool. But winning a Premier League alongside of a Champions League and an FA Cup and still winning the Premier League
Yeah, okay.
is way more impressive.
so do you think that
So
there
by
will-
definition, it's not close.
So do you think that what do you think is more likely? Do you think there's more likely for a team to go ahead and not lose a game for a whole season or win a championship?
Sorry, Willie, mate. Well done. Well debated. Keep going. It's very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. Conte's side getting chucked in there with the Invincibles is big. Hey, well, tell him so you can. I don't think you'll come up here and debate against that. Okay.
Show my hand.
3, 2, 1. Anybody else want to come up and debate the Invincibles? Go.
Oh no! Here we
It
go.
could be an Arsenal special, this one.
Don't scrap me. I contest the point that they're overrated at this point,
Okay.
just because of how often we have it hammered that they
Okay.
were overrated. I don't see anyone actually claiming that they're one of the best Premier League teams ever anymore, other than Arsenal fans who obviously back out. I would say probably 5th all time, which I don't think is massively
No, I don't
overrated.
think
And
that-
I'm
yeah,
an
I think that's
Arsenal
fair.
fan, so you'd maybe say 6th or 7th.
No, I think 5 is probably fair.
Yeah.
5 or 6, yeah.
And I think most people agree. I now think it's become a bit of a content piece. Every 6 months or so,
Hang on a minute.
You're joking.
Hang on a minute.
international
Rory,
break.
careful here.
let's roll out. Arsenal Invincibles were overrated.
No, but this is
how often do you actually?
This is where you get confused. You think like everyone like sits at home and rubs their hands, going, "Let's just talk about Arsenal." We don't. Honestly, we don't. It's just.
But how often do you hear now anyone saying Arsenal Invincibles were one of the top 2-3 teams in Premier history?
I don't really have that many conversations with people about who's the best team in Premier League history.
So who is overrating Arsenal's Invincibles?
I think it was a question I was asked for the content. What do I think would be a controversial opinion, Rory? So
there we go then. So you agree it's controversial because they aren't actually overrated anymore?
No. It's controversial because I think most people, when I do have these convos, which isn't often because I don't sit around talking about who's the best Premier League team of all time, I think a lot of people do think, that, especially Arsenal fans, think they're either the best or in the top 3, when I don't even think they're close.
So as an Arsenal fan that speaks to a lot of Arsenal fans, and you've just had 2 Arsenal fans come up and sit here and say, I think
but you might just argue they were in the top 3 or were around that top 3.
I think they're 5th. Most people I speak to think they're around 5th.
Okay, but you don't represent everyone's opinion.
I don't, but every other non-Arsenal fan also doesn't think that they're... So in terms of like the global football, I just don't think they're overrated. I think they are rated.
That's fair then.
That's my point.
Rory, yet again,
There you go.
doing it without being sent off.
I never
Congratulations,
got sent off.
mate.
This is
Congratulations. Sit down. Anybody else want to come up and debate it? Again, don't feel like you have to. You could be in agreement with Tom, which is absolutely fair enough. But 3, 2, 1. Anybody?
Oh, the Arsenal fans have shit it.
Well, there we have it then. That one lasted just over 5 minutes. Just to give the guys a quick break, I want to mention something that I spoke to you about earlier. Club, the football manager game where you guys don't just manage your own club, you build your dream team. Here's how it works. You start from scratch with a squad of average players, and the aim is to build your dream football club. You upgrade your stadium and staff to sign better players. You pack real Premier League players from an agent every couple of hours, who happens to be Manny, and then you go head to head with other fans and your mates every week to win promotion up the divisions. So you guys at home can join anytime as you're match made with opponents from around the world, which means there's no giving up like I do every single time after just 3 weeks of the season. You can join whenever. It's fun, casual, and the perfect companion app for football fans. Club's unique scoring means every player that has success in real life will mirror what we see in the game. Win games, earn coins, upgrade your stadium, and climb the divisions. You can join my league with the link and league code in the description to see if you can beat me. So whilst these fans are arguing about who's bottling it and trying to prove who is the better manager, you guys can literally do that at home. You can prove your football knowledge by running a club better than them or I ever could by downloading Club.
Messi versus Ronaldo never was or never should have been even a close debate.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Luca, here he comes. Thank you for the 3 million clip, by the way. Of course, appreciate that. Appreciate that. That was great pronunciations. If you'd like to go through the squad again, please do.
Okay, so the best Serie A keeper of all time is Ronaldo. Look, I think Messi is the best player ever. But I think it's quite disingenuous to say that there was never a point in time where Ronaldo was better, because there is a point. And you agree yourself, 2008.
2008, yeah, one season.
So what's your time frame from 2009 onwards then?
Yeah, onwards. Wasn't even a debate.
But would you argue that in that period, maybe technically,
I don't
Ronaldo was
think
never
there's an
superior.
aspect of the game that Messi's not better at that doesn't include God-given gifts.
So you don't think that Ronaldo...
He's not a better goal scorer because Messi scores more per game.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, let's go with Ballon d'Or metrics, for example. Just as an example, right? Ronaldo's got 5, but removing the 2008, he's got 4. In that time frame, there were years, especially like 2013, 2014, when Messi had injuries, for example, where Ronaldo was the favourite to win the Ballon d'Or. He had the big moments for the clubs. He had the numbers. There were times where he would outscore Messi, get more goal contributions in an annual year. So those seasons there, even if Ronaldo performed better over the course of a calendar year, you don't think he deserved a Ballon d'Or or deserved to be named the best player in the world that year?
That's a different argument. I'm on about if he's injured, if Messi's injured, obviously Ronaldo probably deserved a Ballon d'Or. I can't remember the exact years you're on about, but I don't think there's ever been a point in time past 2008 where it's even been close as them as footballers. You could argue maybe he's had a better season if we talk about stats or whatever, but if we talk about them as footballers, Messi's primary role isn't goal scoring, is it? And he's still the best goal scorer we've ever seen. He's also the best passer we've ever seen. He's the best dribbler we've ever seen. He's the best 1 and 2 touch player we've ever seen in and around the box or even in his own half. Ronaldo, he's one of the best goal scorers we've ever seen. I think he's the second best player of all time. I think that's pretty.
Yeah.
But I think.
But don't you think that's quite oxymoronic then?
No, because I think the gap is so big. I think.
No, not that Messi's better than him, but I think it's quite oxymoronic. You have him in the second best and not Maradona then over Ronaldo.
I can't comment on Maradona, can I? He retired before I was born. Like what we
Okay,
talk-
fair. Okay, that's fair enough if you haven't seen enough of him. But what I'm saying is like Messi and Maradona are so similar in terms of player profiles, in terms of technical ability, in terms of they're basically the same, just copy and paste in different two generations.
Right.
So I think.
But one did
for
it for 15 years non-stop. One was too busy sniffing gear. Like this.
But then you put
Allegedly. Allegedly.
It wasn't allegedly.
Allegedly.
but then you put context to it. He played in a different generation. He had
Of
a lot
course,
of problems on and off the pitch.
Of course,
Maradona.
but are we going to act like Messi wasn't kicked up and down the park every week?
No, but not to the same extent.
Of
as
course,
Maradona.
but then we're being silly, aren't we? I'm not going to comment on Maradona because I think that's silly for me to do. Because I was literally when did he retire? 97, 96.
Mid-90s. Yeah.
I was born. Like I think that's disingenuous for even us to talk about. I think let's keep it to Messi, Ronaldo. I think.
So only in that.
I think there's the only thing you can ever put Ronaldo above Messi is like genetic gifts, so like his height, so heading, or his athleticism, his jumping, maybe his speed. But other than that, I don't think he's better at anything. Maybe he's weak foot, but even that, I think he's pretty close.
He definitely has a better weak foot.
It's pretty close though if you look at the stats.
No, Ronaldo's more goals with his left foot than Messi does with his right, for example.
No, I know, but it's not as far apart
No, I'm
as
not
I think
saying it's
people
a
think
massive
with
gap.
that, because I think people don't think Messi's ever scored or used his right foot. I would agree Ronaldo's is better, but I think even that isn't like a crazy it's so much better. Whereas like obviously he's jumping and he's heading. Other than that, I'm struggling. I can't think of one attribute he beats him at.
I don't think your statement is crazy in terms if you're just going pure football.
Maybe movement in the box. His movement in the box is probably better. Yeah,
but again,
but
like you
it's
said,
not his
different
game.
personal.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think it's crazy in terms of football inability, but I think if you were to say that Ronaldo never deserved the Ballon d'Or for an individual season, for example, that was
did
kind
in
of what I
08,
was going off. But that's the thing. I don't.
Maybe if
post
Messi was injured, then the other year's cool. But
even like 2014, 2017, Ronaldo's big moments in the Champions League. I think 2017, for example, in terms of Messi had more goal contributions that season, just in general. Like you said, Messi's always going to be a better playmaker. There's never been a point in time where Ronaldo's been a better playmaker, so his assist tally's always going to be higher. But Ronaldo's big game moments, for example, for me, in that period, warranted a Ballon d'Or in 2017, for example.
Okay. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't remember that season, so I can't.
It was the one where
what was
Messi's
Messi's?
They won against Juventus.
in Cardiff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe he deserved it that year, but again, I can't remember Messi's year that year, like off the top of my head. So it's, I still don't think as players they were close that year. Maybe he had a better season and performed better, but that doesn't make him a better player. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
I don't think there's ever been a point in time past 08 where it's even been close as a debate in terms of just footballers.
I agree with that bit, to be fair. But in terms of your statement,
I think Messi improves teams and Ronaldo can hinder them.
Wow, the whistle could be broken. Luca, you're off, mate. Good 5 minutes there. Well done.
How does he remember the season like that? It's fucking mad.
Luca is an whatever the word is. That's Luca. 3, 2, 1. Anybody want to battle Ronaldo's cause here? It's a tough one. Okay. Wow. Okay, Mids. Welcome. How would you like to enter the argument?
I think it's quite disrespectful to say that since 08, Ronaldo hasn't ever been the best or better than Messi, when he's had countless times in the Champions League that he's pulled up with clutch moments. When it comes to La Liga as well, I feel like...
Should we talk about La Liga? Do you know how many league titles he won?
Yeah, I know. When it comes to La Liga, I understand. Messi has won more than Ronaldo.
No. It's embarrassingly like disparity in it.
Yeah,
like,
but I think one thing that you can say...
I think he won one. He won one Player of the Year. I don't even know if he won that. But
when it comes to the Messi and Ronaldo thing, yeah, I think with Barcelona, Messi had the likes of Suarez doing ridiculous things in the Champions League and the league. He had Neymar doing ridiculous things in the Champions League.
Ronaldo never played with anyone, did he?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is Ronaldo.
Bale weren't bad, was he? Or Benzema, or Cruz, or Modric, or
albeit
Ramos.
Listen, are you gonna let me finish? Albeit he had all these amazing players with him, the fact that after Real Madrid he still went to Juventus and was still doing things that people thought
That's
that he
not
was
true.
too old for. What do you mean it's not true?
He went to Juventus to win the Champions League and failed.
When he went to Juventus,
and when he went to Juventus, didn't they win the league? Then the next year finished 4th with him. So
and he
they got worse.
And he was still doing.
Am I right?
And he was still going toe to toe with Messi.
They got worse.
And he was still going toe to toe with Messi. That's the thing.
No, he weren't.
How? Ronaldo has gone through his career.
He weren't. He made Juventus worse. And then he made Man United worse.
That's not. That Man United one, we cannot put on Ronaldo.
Why?
Definitely not. I think also,
He's too busy doing interviews.
If you look at the tail end of his career as well, now that he's gone, the guy's still putting up numbers for Portugal. We're still putting up numbers in Saudi. When it comes to Messi and MLS, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Oh, I think the Saudi one's lost you there, brother.
You killed yourself.
It is well done, mate. Good debate. Just under 3 minutes left. Would anybody like to come up? Luca, you can come back and do a little Juve section if you like.
I might be wrong here, but
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Tom already admitting he's wrong because Luca
I might
stepped
be
up.
wrong here, but he made you worse now.
No, this one is wrong, bro.
Okay,
this
go
one
on,
is wrong.
talk to
Because
me, talk
as
to me.
Ronaldo's an individual player at Juventus, right? I
Okay.
agree with you. The ultimate goal with Cristiano was to eventually win the Champions League, because beforehand we had made 2 Champions League finals, we'd made the quarterfinals, and it was Ronaldo who consistently scored upon us. He scored in every single time he played against us in the Champions League. So it was like the jump up was with Ronaldo. In the first year, we lost to Ajax in the quarterfinals.
I remember that, yeah.
This is nothing to do really with the debate, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's
No,
just an
no,
interesting
I'm
conversation, yeah.
interested to know.
We played against Ajax in the quarterfinals. We tied the first game away, 1-1. Ronaldo scored. Second game, we went 1-0 up. Ronaldo scored again, and then we sort of sat back. We gave them a lot of.
It's
the
Ten
ball.
Hag's Ajax one.
It was Ten Hag's Ajax against Allegri. That was Allegri's last season before his retirement.
Okay.
And we just went super defensive. Van der Beek scored, and De Ligt scored the header.
Yeah.
That wasn't down to Ronaldo.
How about the league though? Didn't you drop to 4th after
No, we-
winning it? Is that right?
We won in 18-19.
Yeah, no. Wasn't it second season?
We won again. So 19-20.
Okay, so I was
we won.
wrong.
No, wait, no, you're not wrong, because 2020-21 we didn't win it. And
Okay.
we finished top 4, but I think we finished 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
So that one you're right. But the first 2 years we won the league back to back. 1920 we massively underperformed in the Champions League, but again Ronaldo still scored against Lyon. It was the 2021 season where Ronaldo in the Champions League for Juventus didn't have a great record, and that's when like Chiesa scored I think our only goals against Porto. But we got booted out. But in the league though,
I'm just in awe. I'm just getting red back.
so in the league, Ronaldo scored 31 goals. He was the top scorer that season. He didn't win MVP. Lukaku won it because he won the league. But he was the top scorer in the Serie A in his 3rd season at 30. I think it was 34, which is still impressive.
Yeah.
So statistically, Ronaldo scored, I think, 105 goals in 3 seasons, from 33 to 35 or something like that, which was still really impressive. But I think as a club, we sort of failed Ronaldo because we didn't build a team
So you failed him instead of him failing you.
in the sense that financially, after COVID, we were screwed, but a lot of top clubs were screwed in general because it affected everyone. But we were making wrong managerial decisions, I believe. Like we sold, for example, Emre Can after only 1 season. He was a young midfielder. We wanted to sell Dybala to Tottenham. It fell through. That was a massive error. Luckily, it fell through in the end. Mandzukic was forced out by Sarri, even though he was one of our most important players the season before. Pjanic was aging. The team was aging in general. Spinazzola we sold. We sold Cancelo in that trade deal with Danilo. I don't know if you remember.
No.
But just yeah, I mean,
What a bad deal that was.
yeah, just in general, I think the board sort of failed him in that period. So I don't think Ronaldo was bad for Juventus, but I would agree we didn't achieve the ultimate goal.
Okay.
But us Juventus fans, we see it as we had Cristiano Ronaldo at our club. We went from like Simone Pepe in the early 2010s, back-to-back 7th place finishes as our number 7 to Cristiano Ronaldo by the end of the decade. So it just kind of was a full circle moment. So I don't think Ronaldo was a failure. But if you're looking at it like we didn't win the Champions League, then yeah, obviously.
No,
But
I
then-
don't think if he's won 2 league titles, I don't think he's a failure.
I need to turn that down somehow. Well done, guys. Really interesting debate. I think, to be honest, most people here are kind of Messi over Ronaldo anyway. But well done all. Just before we move on to our next debate, really, really quickly, I've sent the guys away to go and have a little orange, a little halftime break. But I want to speak to you guys right now. I've got a big aim. A big, big aim. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the season. I need your help at home to do that. If you're not subscribed already, scroll down, go and do that. We need another 50,000 of you in order to do that. And as a reward, I'm going to make a promise. I'll get Thierry Henry here if we hit 100,000 subscribers. Go and do that, and we'll get Big Henry, the Frenchman, arguably the best player the Premier League has ever seen, in that seat. Okay. Now, on to the next debate.
In 99.9% of cases, if it's not your dad's team or your local team, you're a glory hunter.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, come up.
Oh, here
Danielle.
we go.
Danielle, welcome, mate. Welcome to the debate.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, mate. Can I ask where you're from?
London, West London.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, Pakistan originally though.
Too far.
yeah.
Get him off.
So, how old were you when you started supporting your team?
Since I can remember, 3, 4, I don't know.
So, birth technically.
I had
yeah.
no choice.
Yeah. And what team is it?
West Brom.
And it came because.
My dad's a West Brom fan and I'm from the area.
Fair enough. Okay, so if growing up in West London, being self-indulging myself, so I'm Pakistani. We prefer cricket. Thanks, thanks for giving us cricket, by the way. So let's say I'm not into football, but now I'm going to school and seeing people are into football.
Okay.
How do I choose a team?
Whoever's your local team, so you can go and watch and follow them and support them.
Okay, but let's say football is not ingrained in my cultural makeup like it is with yours.
That's a really fair argument.
How do I create a sort of connection with a club that goes beyond proximity? So if I've been put
I don't think you can. That's my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I think unless it's inherent in you, with it, usually a father figure or someone in the family or location where you're originally from or where you're growing up. I think to actually have an affinity with a club and feel it like and be a part of that community, I think you need to be either close to it, so you're around other fans of that club, or going to games, supporting. Because supporting the club isn't just checking the results, going away. Supporting them is actually putting your hard-earned money into the club, like following home and away, or whenever you can. Some people can't afford to do that, which again is completely fine. But the argument I'm putting across is if you're not from that area, like if you're from, I don't know. If you're from Carlisle and you're growing up right by Carlisle and you choose to support Chelsea, I just don't understand how first of all, you're a glory hunter, and second of all, I don't understand how you can ever have an affinity to Chelsea. Where's the connection? Other than that's the telly you watch, I don't get it.
But so, are we only supposed to connect to things that we can relate to through?
Hey, you can connect to whatever you want. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is what I'm saying is everyone should agree.
Yeah.
I just personally don't understand or can see how anyone can have I technically support the 76ers, but
Yeah.
I don't follow them or do anything. So I would never have that affinity. I don't really care if they win or lose.
Sure. So obviously, football is way bigger than. Is that baseball?
Basketball.
Basketball. Oh, the Philly 76ers.
No. Yeah.
cool.
Philadelphia 76ers. Exactly. I don't care.
Yeah. So for example, football is by far the biggest sport in the world, right? So comparing that to basketball, comparing that to baseball, you've got bigger fish to fry because you're a football fan.
Yeah.
So if someone's in Malaysia, for example,
Yeah.
and they wake up at 4 a.m. and they never miss
Yeah,
a game
yeah.
and they buy all the shirts.
Yeah, they're a glory hunter.
Why would they be a glory hunter?
Because who do you think they're supporting?
So let's say Man United.
Yeah, they're supporting
Okay.
Man United because Man United have been the most successful team in England.
Okay, so let's go there then. So
by definition, my point is correct.
Okay, so I have an uncle who grew up in the 70s in East Africa and Kent.
Daniel, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, but the majority has voted. You're off. Really well debated, though, mate. Seriously well debated. Really well done. Okay, then, in 3, 2, 1. Henry, welcome. Welcome, my friend.
No way. A Palace fan debating this.
I've got a question,
Yes.
kind of going off your point.
Yeah.
If somebody is a glory hunter,
Yeah.
supports Chelsea, United, and they live in, I don't know, Eastbourne,
Mm-hmm.
and then their local team comes to kind of decent level, so Brighton promote to the Premier League. If they then switch allegiances to Brighton...
it's another pitch side thing,
or-
yeah.
No, not at all. But just generally, you could kind of say this for anyone. Say someone who lives in South London supports Man
Someone who
United.
grew up in Leicester and supports
Palace-
Arsenal.
yeah, Palace end up winning the FA Cup suddenly, or they're doing well. They get into the final. Suddenly, I'm a Palace fan.
Mm-hmm.
Are they also glory hunters because they've switched allegiance to the local
That is a
team?
good question.
They're double glory hunter.
Yeah. I think it's doubling
I
down.
think that's worse. Yeah, I do. Because you're at an age there where you know better now. You've got to just stick with it. Like whoever you've chosen, you've got to just stick with it. But what they should do is stick with the team they originally did, and then just suffer from their previous choice as a kid.
I completely agree. I just wanted to raise the question because I thought it was an interesting.
It's
talking
good,
point.
mate. It's good. You're more than welcome to walk. Well done, mate. I like that one. Shout out Reeve and Theo there, boys. Okay.
Glory hunting bastards.
Please, without further ado, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the debate. Keep going.
Okay, so I'm actually going to keep this quite short, hopefully, because
Okay.
I did have a problem with one thing you said,
Yeah.
and I just want to clarify it. Okay, so you said about a father figure. It's appropriate if a father figure
No, I said
introduces you to.
no, I didn't say that.
So
I said,
can it be a mother figure?
Of course, I said usually it comes from a father figure or someone in the family. That's
Okay.
what I said.
And one other thing I would say is, do you believe that what football team you support is a choice? Do you believe that?
No, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. So I would say that some of these supposed glory hunters, there's a whole infinite matrix of reasons that might cause them to support a club. And I just don't think it's as simple as you wake up one morning, you see Chelsea winning a trophy, and you decide
No,
to
but it
support
stems from that. It stems from whoever, even if it's ingrained into you. Like, I need an example, but I mean, I'm assuming you're not from Liverpool. So
What's the accent?
Yeah. So inherently, I think you're a glory hunter.
But we were shit when I was growing up.
You
We were
were.
terrible.
Liverpool are one of the most successful clubs in England in history. Like, let's not play that one. Like, we finished 7th one year. Like, let's not
Eighth.
do that. Like,
Eighth.
let's not play that game because Liverpool, like, they're arguably the biggest club in the country, one of the biggest
But
clubs in
hold
the
on a
world.
second,
You've got like 6 European cups.
But glory hunter, the phrase glory hunter is active. You're hunting the glory. That is an
Yes.
active choice. I didn't choose to support
Okay, so
Liverpool.
whoever ingrained it into you did then.
Yeah, fair enough.
So by definition, you are now the glory hunter.
You think it passes on?
What?
You think it passes on?
Of course.
But how? I didn't choose that. I didn't make that choice.
That's not your fault. Blame whoever passed it on.
No. You can't be a passive glory hunter.
Of course you can.
Look, because I didn't
Of
make
course
any,
you can.
Look, because hunting is like you have to go and do. Hunting is an
Okay,
action.
so where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from North London.
North London. So
Yeah.
you've grown up around Tottenham, Arsenal,
Yeah.
or Barnet. You
Yeah.
could have gone and watched them. Like,
But
you
it's
could have
not a
gone and
choice.
gone
It's
and
not a
watched
choice.
them.
That's the point. If I had this is the thing. If I had had a choice, the first ever game I went to was Chelsea 4, Liverpool 1, sitting in the home end at Stamford Bridge. Again, terrible thing to admit on the internet. But if I'd had a choice that night after that game, when I saw all those blue and white scarves twirling, I would have been a Chelsea fan. That looked a lot more fun than being on the losing team. But it's not a choice. It's not a choice. I
Okay,
didn't
that's
get
fair.
to choose.
I just think inherently you are a glory hunter.
I don't know how we've reached that conclusion.
It's really. How far do they have to go back then? How far do they have to go back to? So, say my great granddad was a Chelsea fan.
Where are you from?
I'm from West London. Like Hayes is where my family's from.
Is Hayes West London?
Yeah.
Is it?
You're right, brother.
Yeah, you're not. You're fine. You're from West
but then
London, you're
my
a Chelsea-
family does
and you
sport-
go to games as well. You actually support the team. Like,
Can I give you another scenario?
Go on.
This may or may not be true. So, but basically, apparently, when my mum was born, the nurse, she had to have a blood transfusion when she was born, and the nurse apparently winked at my grandma and said, "You got Kevin Keegan's blood in the blood transfusion." Does that make me a glory hunter? And her. a glory hunter?
That is brilliant. That is amazing. That is so good. Lovely. That is brilliant.
I have nothing else to add. Yeah.
That was really good debate. Really good debate. Guys, we've got about 2 minutes left. Anybody else? Oh, Kai, the Welshman who supports Everton.
oh, here we go.
So you say you can't have a connection to a club
I didn't
if
say
you
that.
don't get
I
passed
said,
down.
I said I don't understand how you could have the same affinity to someone who does, who's either a local or goes to games a lot.
I've seen you sing "Spirit of the Blues."
Yeah, of course.
Good song, right?
Yeah, it's a great
You
song.
feel connected to the club when you sing it.
No,
You surely do.
no,
right?
not even in the song.
Okay.
I
So-
also sing Kylie Minogue. I'm not connected to her.
So you could argue.
Oh, I wish I was. but-
Okay, so if you support a team, so like Everton, and you have no connection, I do. But if you don't, are you a glory hunter?
Yeah.
'Cause, like, what glory?
Because Everton were one of the best teams in England in the 80s. So that's obviously.
Yeah, in the 80s. What about
But
now?
that's obviously come from someone in your family who supported Everton because they were good.
No. So if like I'm from the USA and I just go, okay, I support Everton. Everton's my EPL team.
Right.
Now, you're a glory hunter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but that's just weird. That would be weird, wouldn't it? I don't know how often that happens.
That's a lot.
How often do people just go, I'm just going to pick this team and then follow them relentlessly?
How did you pick the 72s?
I lived in Delaware, so it was right by it. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
See? Local.
Yeah.
So
Well, smashed it.
Do you see my point? Like, you can bring up scenarios where, okay, in that situation, someone isn't a glory hunter, but inherently, people who don't support, like that's why I said 99% of cases, if it's not either your dad's or a family's team or the area you're from, you're a glory hunter. Of course, you could tell me someone in fucking Ohio has chosen Brentford and just randomly supports them through and through and flies over and comes to games. You know, he's probably not a glory hunter. I'll give you that one, all right. But in most cases, it comes from. They're not supporting Brentford, are they? They're supporting Man United, Chelsea.
Well done,
So they're
guys.
glory unto
Well
us.
done, guys. Everybody, really well debated. Just another quick break, guys. I need to say, a lot of you in the comments ask, how can I be involved? It's super, super simple. On social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, all of that good stuff. I send out a message looking for guys and people to come on the show. If you would like to be involved and be a part of it, then get over to my Instagram, get over to my Twitter, follow me, and keep an eye out for that message. Because genuinely, everybody here is from that. It's as easy as that. Send me a message, reply to my Instagram, and you guys can be here for the next episode.
If you can't do more than 10 keep uppies, I can't respect your football opinion fully.
I thought about bringing a football for this. That
That
but
would've
then
been
I,
good.
but then
That
I
would've been
questioned
good.
whether I could, and so then I thought it wasn't worth it. But 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, welcome. Where's Ollie Thomas? That's a good question. That is a good question. He's in Australia. But welcome, Lola. Please, without further ado, go crazy.
Okay, so I'm going to make an admission that is probably bad for women in football. I can't do 10 kick-ups.
That's fine.
I never have been able to do more than about 6.
Okay.
But I have a lot of opinions about football. And my view is that fans are not supposed to always have the right answer. As a fan, you are paying to have a subjective and partisan opinion about football. You're not paying to, be the manager and make the decisions and make substitutions. You are paying to go to a match and have partisan opinions and enjoy the game. So whether or not you can do 10 kick-ups is irrelevant.
That's completely fine and fair, and I agree. Fans can have any opinion they want. That doesn't mean I have to respect it or appreciate it, though.
But I think you're looking in the wrong place for
No, I'm not though, because I like to talk about football with people who I think understand the game, and I think if you can't even do, obviously I'm being a bit hyperbolic here with 10 keep uppies. I mean just being able to play football and understand the game at a basic level. Like if you can't understand why he's made that third man run or why.
But what about watching games? Why couldn't you just there are so many other examples of things you do in the world where you watch them. People watch things. I've watched hours. I've spent more of my life than I care to admit watching football. I've watched hours of football. So you're telling me I don't understand football?
No, I think there's certain parts of a game you just will never understand because you've never
played
actually.
Football. I've played football my whole life.
I understand that, but there's certain levels and certain aspects of the game when you've played and you have a certain skill level where I think you understand things that happen and go on. It's a bit like I watch a lot of boxing. I would never ever claim to know what it's really like in a 12th round to be like groggy and up against the ropes. I'll never understand that.
I think it's possibly fair to say if you've never kicked a football in a team or played 11 aside. No, hold on, let me finish. I think it's fair to say that. I do, but I don't think people's talent level is reflective of whether they should have an opinion about football. Yeah, I'm not very talented at keepy-uppies, but I've played a lot of football in my life and watched a lot of football in my life. So I just think you're picking the wrong thing.
No, don't get caught up on the keep-uppies. We had to think of something. It's
everything. It was because of the concept.
The main point is if you're not very good at football, I struggle to respect your opinion about the game if you want to talk about it seriously. If you just want to give just a normal fan opinion and partisan like you say, cool, but when we're actually talking about things and you're discussing players and their skill level and I'm like, well, you actually don't understand why they even do that.
This is the thing.
It's like certain players, that's why Michael Garratt was disrespectful for so many years. People don't understand what he actually does
but I know
and how he
chosen
controls
the
a game.
Things for the content, yeah, but I just think that's like keep up is not a reflection of talent in football. I can ping a beautiful crossfield pass.
I highly doubt you can do that if you can't do 10 keep uppies.
They're not related. Get a ball.
I didn't bring one. I should have brought one.
I've never met anyone in my life. I've never met anyone in my life who can ping a 30-yard ball and not do 10 keep uppies. It's like that's a basic level of skill. But it is. I'm just on about having a basic level of skill of football. That's it.
No. You've picked the wrong thing.
No, I haven't.
I would have agreed with you. If you'd been like, if it was a whole ranging assessment. If it was like, can you do the crossbar challenge? Can you ping like a?
But why is a crossbar challenge relevant? But keep
assessing the whole. No,
keep uppies are the most basic level skill of football.
No,
that's my
that's
point.
bullshit.
They really are.
They really are. That's actual bullshit. I'm sorry, that is just bullshit.
Okay. I think we've got enough yellow cards. Lola, well done. Got to send you off. Congratulations, but we still.
I watched that red card.
Yeah, it does. I always feel quite bad, to be honest. I do always feel quite bad. However, next person to come up. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, Mr. HMRC, to the debate. Can you do 10 kick-ups?
Of course I can.
There you go.
Okay.
Not the issue. That's not the issue I've got with this statement.
Fair play. Go ahead, mate.
I think people who have played football, like yourself, I know you played at the college level, like to overestimate how relative their ability is to the professional game. I don't think the sport that we play at the amateur level is even remotely close to the professional level. I know it helps in some cases because you've got practical examples of doing things on the pitch, but to understand what they're doing at that level and quality when we haven't been in those environments, haven't trained with those types of players. When?
What do you mean when?
When?
I was at Tamworth when I was 16, a pro team, playing, training with first team.
Yeah.
What
league are they in?
They're in the conference.
Right.
Prem, yeah.
So the conference to the Prem.
I'm not. This isn't a piece about my ability. I'm on about the general opinion of people who I think can't even do 10 keep-ups. That's my point. This is what you're missing.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying I'm nowhere. I'm light years away from.
So that's
Premier
what I'm saying.
League
So
level.
does that mean you can't talk about the Prem?
No.
No, why not though?
Because you're missing.
Because you're no, but that's what I'm saying. If someone can't do 10 keep-ups and you say they can't talk about football,
because that's
in
the
general,
basic level of football.
Right.
That's like
the
absolute bottom of the
but when
barrel
you're
level
both,
of football.
But
That's my point.
My point is when you're both talking about, let's say most of the conversation we have is the Prem. I know your team's the champ at that level, right? Most of people's understanding. Sorry, you ain't got your shirt on. You ain't got your shirt on. But like most of the conversation we're having is what we've learnt visually from watching that level, not from experiencing it.
Cool.
Where you've got some experience where you could say, well, okay, I was at Tamworth, I've played here.
Yeah.
I understand this to a degree.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean someone can't take that in through watching. For example, you've got two of the greatest managers of all time. You've got Pep Guardiola, who was a player and understands the level and has managed done all the things he's done. And you got Jose Mourinho,
who also played at a good level.
Yes, but he didn't have a stellar. He didn't have a playing career that he was playing Champions League and all that. But he's won them.
No, but I'm not arguing. People who.
What are you arguing?
You're missing some.
I'm not missing the point.
You are.
You said if someone
you're saying
can't
Jose Mourinho. I'm not saying Jose Mourinho can't do 10
No,
keep-ups and has no basic
I'm
level of
using a
football.
broad example that obviously the viewers at home can relate to and say that there's
but that
people
isn't
who
my
can kick
argument.
ball and people who can't kick ball as well as them can both understand football to the same level.
I don't agree with that. I don't think you can. I think unless you've played football at even a half decent level, you won't understand certain patterns of play. You won't understand. That's just my opinion. But I might be wrong.
But I think there's also we sit and watch football and we see a lot of people talk about football that don't understand what's actually going on the pitch.
Right.
They could be good at playing the game. Doesn't mean they can analyze the game.
The reason I bring it up is because I relate it to myself. I watch a lot of basketball, a lot of boxing, a lot of MMA.
Yeah.
I would never ever try and actually debate with someone who has played a decent, like even college level of basketball or a half decent level, because they just understand the game better at a higher level. They just do. Whether we want to admit that or not, they
would
just
you argue
do.
with a professional footballer?
Depends on what. It would depend on what.
About the game, analysing the game.
In terms of what, like tactics or just
whatever,
just opinions. Of course, yeah.
And should yours be respected in their eyes?
Probably not. No.
Well, that's that, isn't it?
Okay.
At least it's consistent.
Well, there we go. Okay, Garratt, well done. Not going to send you off just yet, but because you haven't got 10. But please sit down. Anybody else the last 2.5 minutes or so? Tobes made it. Wow.
Oh,
You got to be quicker, guys. You got to be quicker. Tobes, again, can you do 10 kick-ups?
Yes, just about. Just about. Right. So you work with Theo. I understand Theo's quite good at football.
Mm-hmm.
But walks away with the conclusion that Ronaldo's the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So would that not undermine your argument to a
Yes.
large degree? Right.
Heavily.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about. I was sitting there.
He's a massive outlier, I think.
But is that an outlier, or is it more brain focused? That's the thing. Is it not understanding of the game? Is
There's a lot of
actually
pundits who-
how
Yeah.
you?
Oh no. Of course. And I think it works one way, but it doesn't work the other way. So I think you can be amazing at football and still probably not have an understanding of the game. I think you can be thick. Like, I think that can just happen. But I just think there's certain situations in games and that people have played in and done that if you can't even like kick a ball or do, like I say, 10 keep-ups, it's just a broad example. You can't understand that, and you know what I'm on about.
No,
as well.
I actually fully agree. I was just thinking of Theo. I wanted to get the Theo point in there.
Get off, Tobes. Get off. Okay, I think there's just under 2 minutes left. Anybody else? Welcome, part of that. Get into the debate, please. It is an interesting one. Go ahead whenever you're ready, mate.
So 10 keep-ups is obviously a bit of a crazy one, right?
Yeah.
What level would you say a player has to be before you start respecting their
10
opinion?
keep-ups.
10 keep-ups?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say, let's just say a goalkeeper, right,
Yeah.
that's played at the highest level, but before the back pass rule, they were terrible with the ball at their feet.
They
Can't
can
do a
all do
kick
10
up.
keep-ups.
I wouldn't say
can.
some
Come on, let's-
goalkeepers
like,
can't.
this is-
No, but
this
that's
is a
you being
silly argument, they
presumptuous.
can.
No, some goalkeepers
They
are
can.
terrible at doing keepy uppies.
They can.
I know some players that are
can.
brilliant once the match starts and they can't do a keepy up.
It's just not
Yeah,
true.
honestly, I
It's
know
not
some players that
true,
are
it's
terrible
not
at keepy
true.
up.
I'm really sorry, mate. You're off. It's the court of opinion, I guess. Everyone's here. With just under a minute, 46 seconds left. Go ahead. Pazza, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Keep going. Quick.
We're in an age now where absolute turbo nerds who just sit in the house and watch football 24/7, and that's all they dedicate their life to.
A bit of me, to be
are
honest.
getting picked up to do like scouting jobs from home for professional football clubs who are entrusting their opinion. What's the odds that every single one of those people are good at football?
I've got
Because
no
I'm
idea.
absolutely awful at football, and I've done like video scouting internships at like a team in League 2, for example, and I could reckon I could do 10 keepers, but I'm quite shocking at football.
Right.
So just because I can't do it myself, why does that mean that I can't necessarily have the footballing brain that can analyse the game?
Because I just think when you have to have experienced it, been in it. That's my point.
So and I can see what.
And
you're
again,
saying, but
It's over. Well done all. Really well debated, everybody. Good fun indeed. Smashed it, everybody. Well done.
Should have done 10 keepers.
Yeah, I should have brought football. Well, there we have it. Fantastic video, Tom. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. I really do appreciate it. If people at home want to check you out, where can they go?
Pitch side, backside, Tom Garratt vlogs, T Garratt 10, T Garratt 2, everything. Just put it in.
How many channels do you have?
Come on, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. TikTok, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for coming down, guys. Thank you, everybody here. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.